Hi guys, a very good evening and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. The madness within ZANU-PF continues as Murakashi continues to blast President Emmerson Mnangagwa as well as other SADC leaders. So according to Rutendo Matinyarari, there is no development happening in Zimbabwe. Yes, at times you hear them, they come screaming live on internet, development, things are well. But at times, they come to tell the truth about the state of the Southern Africa. And Zimbabwe is not excluded there. And we need to take a look onto what Rutendo is saying. He says we are lagging behind in Southern Africa. This is a clear admission that nothing is happening. This is a clear admission. He's simply hiding behind the term Southern Africa. But the truth is, we are lagging behind in Zimbabwe. So for his argument to be sound and for him not to be victimized by his bosses, he needs to hide behind the term Southern Africa. That is the problem. He says, they told us that Southern Africa was special and had great infrastructure. They lied just to appease the former colonizers who still live in that region. Kenya is growing faster, building new 12-lane highways, apartments, and office blocks unrivaled by any of the old colonial infrastructure we have in Southern Africa, including SA. This is what he says. Is this true? Yes, Kenya is moving ahead. Kenya is not stopping. Infrastructure development is happening. People in the diaspora in Kenya are investing back home. Why? It's easy to do so. It's easy to register a company. It's easy to run a company. The taxes are low, and you have value for money. You have, if you save your money in the bank, it is not eroded. You find it there. So the people in Kenya, they find it easy to invest. When you are in Kenya and you need land, you don't need to travel for authentication. You can do everything from wherever you are, and you can get land. In Kenya, if you have money, you get land. But in Zimbabwe, you are in the waiting list for years and years and years. Personally, I have been on the waiting list for more than 10 years. And you ask yourself a question, why should I be on a waiting list for 10 years for me to get land? You never get it. So a new place will come, new people who have not been on the waiting list will start to have houses. Somebody who even asked you how to be on the waiting list, you will get a stand before you get it because they paid something. If you don't pay, then nothing happens. So in Zimbabwe, you will see that they will prioritize Wanaken shape to actually start infrastructure development. But we have people in the diaspora who are seeking a place to build a home, but they can't. For them to do it in the rural areas, there is no title. So just imagine somebody who is in diaspora, who is actually earning something, is thinking or she's thinking to build a house. But when she thinks that there are no title deeds and anytime we can be evicted from this place, they say, why should I waste my money? And they go to Harare, they buy a stand. 5 years down the line, it is demolished. The whole house is demolished. And you are starting all over again. The same place will be taken and resold to other people. Instead of regularizing the people who are already there, they will bring new people. That is Zimbabwe for you. So you will see that we will always lag behind. We will never have apartments like what is happening in other countries because only the elite, the connected, are building houses, are building apartments. If you go to South Africa, you'll be shocked the kind of apartments being built there. The kind of apartments they have, apartments for nurses, for teachers. But in Zimbabwe, a nurse is still renting. In Zimbabwe, a teacher is still renting. Or is living. That is happening. So he says the place is like a mini Dubai. High-rise apartments rising everywhere, many of which are being built by black Kenyans, diaspora Kenyans building from cooperative savings, Somalians and Asians. Kenya is a massive construction site unrivaled in Southern Africa. Kenyatta did an amazing job with this country. And that is true. Kenya was well developed. In Zimbabwe, you are told Kuti, they are clapping hands actually for Mbudzi roundabout. Just one. If you go to other countries, I can tell you part of Southern Africa, go to South Africa, go to Tanzania. These two countries are way ahead in terms of development. Go to Tanzania and take a look on the highways. I do not know the suburbs, but take a look at the highways there. You will be amazed. But in Zimbabwe, ZANU-PF will be celebrating development vision in 2030 just because they are building a road, Mount Habde. To them, that is development. For how many years did the new city will relocate to Mount Abden? Because as long as we remain dollarized, we will not do anything meaningful, but that is not true. This is a lie. As long as taxes are cut, as long as corruption is removed, we can go far as a country. Just imagine, at my age, if I was able to go on the waiting list and purchase a stand, I would buy Mbijana, to take a big cement. But sometimes you see it is better to buy a suit than to buy a bag of cement, because you do it, tomorrow you come and you'll be evicted from that piece of land, and you see with So BMW says 90% is built by black Kenyans. We are that industrious. In Zimbabwe, blacks, you are not even considered as people, because you'll be told, my investors, my investors, my investors. Do you know that it's easy for a Chinese person to come and register? I always tell the people to say, go to, if you are on internet right now, go to South African Home Affairs page and look, you'll see that you can actually apply for an ID online. $10 are kurowa mari ku Zimbabwe. In South Africa, because you can literally apply for an ID online and you'll be told where to go and collect it. Which means if you are charged by anybody, you can actually alert the authorities about such thing and the person will be arrested immediately. The same applies to the passports, the same applies to the driver's licenses. We can end corruption from the ID's office, the registrar's office, completely 100%. I tell you. We go to the passport office, 100%. You go to VID for my license, 100%. We can eliminate corruption in those areas, 100%, and it doesn't take long to do so. You just need a willing government. But are they willing? No. So how can we have development when we have people who are so corrupt, very connected in corruption, very deeply rooted in corruption? So you see, this is a problem. At least you saw and appreciate kunonzi kuvakanyika noti zvamunonyeperana nana ED kuti brick by brick venevayo what. So we need to think aloud and see that where these people are taking us, they are going with us to help. There is nothing which will develop, there is nothing which will improve as long as we are these people. As long as these people are in charge, nothing is going to move in Zimbabwe. All the halabalu, the good in Southern Africa, other countries will develop, while Zimbabwe continues to lag behind. They are at the center of everything. Decisions are not being made in Nanajivayo. Internet, which was supposed to be cheap, directly purchased from Starlink. We are not being told about somebody who is going to be a runner in the supply. Zimbabweans were supposed to apply online, pay online using my Visa cards. Starlink kitio we are address the parko through courier or via courier. You sign up pamba parko, but we are being told that we have to go through a process or through a company called IMC. Why? Is because everything about them is making money not development. Everything about these people is making money. They don't care about development. This is the kind of Zimbabwe we're living in. So at least other countries are progressing, and at least ZANU-PF people are seeing it. It is what it is. We'll continue to speak up until change comes to the nation of Zimbabwe.